I'm Dr. Amanda of Whole Body Health, and today we're going to show you how to make broth. Broth is an incredibly healing food that I use in my practice all the time, but the biggest problem that patients tell me is that they don't know how to make it and they don't know how to get started. So today we're going to show you how easy it is to make broth so that you start making it all the time. So here's what you're going to need to get started. I have here today, of course, I've got the bones that you're going to make your bone broth with. And what I'm using today is I'm using carcasses from chickens. These carcasses are from chicken that I used to make for my family a couple weeks ago. I froze it in the freezer and saved it for today. We're also using chicken feet. The reason we're using chicken feet is chicken feet are very, very rich in gelatin. And gelatin is one of the healing factors that are in bone broth. We have vegetables that you're going to need. I'm using onion, celery, and garlic, but you can use any vegetables that you like. These are my favorites. You're also going to need apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar pulls the minerals from the bones, so you make a nice mineral-rich bone broth, and then water. That's all you need. So we're going to start by adding our chicken feet into the pot here. The chicken carcasses are already in here, and I also have a chicken head in here. It's going to give us all that nice, beautiful, gelatin-rich bone broth. Okay? And here we have it. All in the pot there. We're using a stainless steel pot because that's the best kind that we can use to make bone broth. So our first step is to put apple cider vinegar in the pot. What the apple cider vinegar is for is to break down the minerals in the bone to increase the mineral content in the broth. So I'm just going to use about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then I'm going to put about 8 cups of water in here. Now the way that you're going to know how to put the water in is you really just need to cover what you've got in the pot there. So I'm going to put my water in. And I'm going to make sure that my carcasses, my chicken feet, my chicken head are all covered up. And then I'm going to let it sit and wait for about an hour. That apple cider vinegar is going to go to work on those bones and get that mineral content up. And then we'll be back with you to show you how to make the rest of the broth. Our bones and chicken feet have rested in the water and apple cider vinegar mix for about an hour now. So we are ready to start the broth making process. We're going to start by grabbing our vegetables that we've already cut up. What I used was 1 onion that I quartered in 4 pieces, about 1 stalk of celery, or 1 bunch of celery, and 6 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to just go ahead and plop that right into my water and my apple cider vinegar and my bones, and get them right into the water there. Now again, you can use anything you want. This is the mixture of vegetables that I like the best. You can also put salt in at this point. Just a little bit of salt. You want to salt more later on. So we're going to put that broth on the heat, and we're going to turn the heat all the way up. What you want to do first is you want to bring this mixture to a boil. Once we get it to a boil, then we're going to turn the heat way down and let it simmer for 24 hours. Once the broth is boiling, here is what you're going to see. Now you notice that what comes to the top is what we call scum. This is waste product from the carcasses and the feet. We are going to, at this point, turn your stove all the way down to low. And as it stops boiling, we're going to start picking that scum off the top, so you don't have to deal with it. So here we go. I'm taking a slotted spoon, and I'm just getting in there and picking that scum off, because we don't want this in our broth. This is what the broth is going to look like after 24 hours of a low, slow simmer. After we strain all the bones and chicken feet and chicken heads out of the bowl and the vegetables out of the bowl, this is going to be our final product. You can see how rich and dark and beautiful color this bone broth is. Now it's ready to just drink straight like that. It's ready to add in vegetables and chicken if you want to make soup, It's ready to freeze if you want to save it for a rainy day. If you have any more questions on how to make broth or why broth is such a healing food, just visit our website at wholebodyhealthohio.com or read our blog, and we'd love to give you that information.